Hi and Assalamualaikum guys, I am Nurlysha, so welcome to MC at RTP YouTube channel. My topic for today is living in a multiracial family. When you first heard of Malaysia, you would definitely straight away remember of how it is famous with a country that consists three main races, which is Malay, Indian and Chinese. It is so beautiful that we actually have mixed races in our country because we actually got to learn more about their cultures, foods, religions, tradition, and so many more. And I believe most of us are used to being friends with different races, as it is a normal thing, especially when you went to a vernacular schools. But it is a whole different experience when you actually live in a multiracial family. So here I am to share with you guys my beautiful life about being in a family that was born with the different races. First and foremost, living in a family where my mom is Indian, my dad is Malay, my grandmother is a mix of Chinese and Indian, and married to my grandfather who is an Indian. Also, all my cousins and relatives are all mix of Chinese, Indian and Malay. It have taught me so many things in terms of respecting, knowledge in so many parts, and love towards other races. So growing up in Malaysia is an amazing thing, but growing up in these types of family are blessed. Also, the other thing that I believe that one thing we all do appreciate in when you're growing up in Malaysia is the foods. So what did you know about Malaysian foods? What do you think about Indian foods? Have you ever tasted of home-cooked Indian food? Malaysian foods can be a mixture of Indian, Chinese and Malay foods, but being able to taste the real Indian home cooked by your grandfather is a bonus. Some people might only used to eat only Malay foods or only Chinese food, but as for our family, we are used to eat a real Indian, Chinese and Malay foods as we grew up in a multiracial family. And let me tell you what my most favorite food, and it is a home-cooked mutton curry by my grandfather. He has been experimenting with the recipe ever since I was small, and he would always watch cooking show early in the morning and write all the menus. Fun fact, my grandfather used to change his style of cooking where he would add some new ingredients every time he wrote new recipes to cook only the best mutton for us. And that is also the only menu he would cook every time we come to his house. He will always want to make us happy and will always make sure that his new recipe suits our taste. And he was the happiest when we complimented his cooking. And that's how he would always try to make us feel like home whenever we go back to hometown. Feels like home. How it feels like home? To me, I believe home defines the word family. Those who cares about us, love towards each other, and the bonding that we have. But unfortunately, for a person like me who live in a multiracial family, there is some sort of struggle that I need to go through, especially when I was younger. Well, when I was still a kid, I was raised with only speaking in Malay language and mostly learned about Malay. So whenever I met my cousins who are in the same age as me, it was really hard to communicate with them because I can't speak in English obviously. And I remember there's this one time where I only know how to say I don't know. So when my cousin was asking for my name, I said I don't know, which I find so funny when I think back about those days. The language barrier was real, and as a kid I feel so frustrated, and because not knowing how to communicate with my own cousins, which is my family, I couldn't really enjoy playing with them. But as I grew older, I started to learn to talk in English by watching movies, listening to English songs, just for me to be able to communicate and break the barriers. However, I'm always so grateful that I found out I'm not the only one here who are trying to understand them, as all of my cousins are also trying their best to understand and talk in Malay fluently, and that shows how we appreciate each other as families and being respectful towards each other. The effort was just so beautiful. And before I end my video for today, let me share my favorite quote with you guys. It says, "Family are like fudge, mostly sweet with a few nuts, by Les Dawson. This is my family. It is sweet with a few mix of races in it. Spread love, no hate. Bye!